swimming kicks things off, track and field gets the middle weeks, and everything runs on a safe, traditional schedule. But LA 2028 just threw that playbook out the window with a change so bold, it's forcing everyone to rethink what the Olympics can be. The women's 100-meter final is moving to day one of the Games. Not just the final, mind you. We're talking about all three rounds, preliminaries, semifinals, and the final, happening on the same Saturday, July 15th, 2028. And if that doesn't sound revolutionary enough, this marks the first time in Olympic history that athletics will span the entire Games period, running from the opening day straight through to July 30th, when the men's marathon traditionally closes things out. Let's put this in perspective. At every major championship, sprinters run a maximum of 2 races per day. That's the standard. That's what their bodies are trained for. But now, the women chasing Olympic glory in LA will need to peak 3 times in roughly 12 hours. The preliminary rounds, then the semis, then the final, all in one shot at the historic LA Memorial Coliseum. It's a completely different beast. And the athletics community, they're split right down the middle. Sha'Carri Richardson, the world and Olympic gold medalist, is absolutely fired up about it. Track and field is having its moment, and the road to LA 28 is about to be something special, especially for the women's sprints. The talent, energy, and competition, it's all going to shine. She's locked in on making history and inspiring the next generation with this spotlight moment. Britain's Dina Asher-Smith, who's won world gold and Olympic silver, sees the bigger picture. She said, "It will be an honor for the women's 100 meters to open the LA Games. It's such an exciting opportunity, celebrating the enduring legacy, strength, and global power of women's sprinting, exactly 100 years on from the first time women competed in Olympic track and field. That historical context is different. Exactly 100 years after women first stepped onto an Olympic track, they're now headlining the entire Games. But not everyone's celebrating. Caitlin Hutchison, a 3-time NCAA All-American, didn't hold back on social media. She called out whoever approved this, asking which goofball thought this was a good idea. Her concern: the winning time could balloon to 11.02 seconds because of the physical toll of running 3 races in one day. To put that in context, the current world record is 10.49 seconds, set by Florence Griffith Joyner back in 1988. The reigning world champion Melissa Jefferson-Wooden ran 10.61 in Tokyo this year, the 4th quickest time in history. So if Hutchison's prediction comes true, we're talking about significantly slower performances just because of the format. Here's where it gets interesting, though. Janet Evans, the LA 28 chief athlete officer and a 4-time Olympic swimming champion herself, says they did their homework. When they pitched this idea to athletes, the reaction was overwhelmingly positive. To be the preeminent event on the first night of competition in the historic LA Memorial Coliseum, when we presented it to the athletes that way, there was excitement. A majority of athletes said to me, "Just let me know. Let me know early, and I'll start training to run 3 100s in one day." And that's exactly what's happening. Athletes are getting 2.5 years advance notice to completely redesign their training. But the women's 100 meters is just the tip of the iceberg. This entire schedule is a middle finger to tradition. Swimming, which has opened the Summer Olympics for decades, is getting bumped to week 2. Why? Because it's happening at SoFi Stadium, the same venue hosting the opening ceremony, and they need time to convert it into a pool facility, the silver lining. For the first time in forever, swimmers can actually attend the opening ceremony instead of skipping it for an early morning race the next day. Day 1 isn't just about the sprinters, though. It's making history in multiple ways. We're getting the most women's finals in a single day in Olympic history, the Women's Triathlon Awards, the first medal of the Games. The men's 10,000 meters and women's shot put finals are also going down, and the men get their moment on day 2 with the 100-meter final. World Athletics President Sebastian Coe is calling this innovation at its best. He said, "We have landed on an athletics program that will start with a bang as our women's sprinters take center stage on day 1, and then the men's sprinters on day 2 to maximize and sustain global interest after the opening ceremony. It is a schedule that is both innovative but also honors tradition, with the men's marathon on the final day." And the numbers back up this push for equality. LA 2028 is bringing 50.5% of the total athlete quota allocated to women across 36 sports and 51 disciplines. Every single team sport will have equal or greater numbers of women's teams compared to men's for the first time ever. This isn't just lip service, it's a structural revolution.
Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone is the reigning gold medal champion for the women's 400 hurdles. She is also training for the straight 400 meters, which Abrahamson says is absolutely amazing.
The schedule is also designed for athletes to chase multiple medals. Potential doubles include the 100-meter and 200-meter, 800-meter and 1,500-meter, and 5,000-meter, and even long jump and triple jump. They're trying to create opportunities for modern athletes to match legends like Carl Lewis from the 1984 LA Olympics. Though some stars like Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone, the 400-meter hurdles world record holder, might get squeezed out since the 400-meter hurdles semifinals and 400-meter final are scheduled for the same day. Then there's Super Saturday on July 29th, day 15, featuring 26 finals across 23 sports in one day. It's going to be absolute madness for fans trying to keep up. Shauna Ferguson, LA 28's chief of sport and games delivery, emphasized that this schedule was built over months, factoring in athlete welfare, television windows, and local conditions like heat, tides, and sun angles for outdoor events. They even considered the welfare of horses competing in equestrian events. Weather considerations weren't just for athletes, but for fans attending these events too. The logistics are massive too. LA 28 is planning to sell about 14 million tickets across 49 competition venues in 18 zones throughout the Los Angeles region, and even Oklahoma City public sales start April 2026, with registration opening in January. And here's something fans will love: they're using fixed pricing, not that controversial dynamic pricing that caused the Oasis ticket disaster. This will mark the third time Los Angeles has hosted the Olympics, following 1932 and 1984. And they're doing it sustainably. 77% of sessions will be staged in existing venues, with only 23% in temporary sites like the Sepulveda Basin and Long Beach. More than 90% of temporary materials will be reused or repurposed. The games will also feature new sports like flag football and squash, plus the return of cricket, lacrosse, and baseball-softball. So who's stepping up to this challenge? Julian Alfred, the Paris 2024 100-meter champion, Melissa Jefferson-Wooden, and Sha'Carri Richardson are the names everyone's watching. They'll need to find a completely new gear to conquer this format. No more spreading your energy across 2 days. It's one Saturday, 3 races, winner takes all at the LA Memorial Coliseum. The question isn't just who's the fastest anymore, it's who can be fast 3 times in one day when everything's on the line.
But look at this from Jefferson-Wooden. She's absolutely flying in the night sky of Tokyo. 21:69.
A teenage donor in a hospital bed later outran the world. That contrast pulls you in fast. Melissa Jefferson-Wooden turned pain, faith, and raw drive into a sprinting takeover that no one saw coming. Her rise forces you to look closer, because every win carries a deeper weight shaped by sacrifice, family, and grit. If you're enjoying this incredible story, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future content. When Melissa Jefferson-Wooden stepped onto the track at the World Athletics Championships in Tokyo 2025, she had 3 gold medals on her mind. The 24-year-old from the United States wasn't just there to compete. She was there to dominate. And dominate she did, securing titles in the 100 meters, 200 meters, and 4x100-meter relay, etching her name into sprinting history in a way few athletes ever have. But let's rewind for a second. After the Paris 2024 Olympics, where Melissa won bronze in the 100 meters, she sat down with her husband, Roland Wooden II, for a weekend getaway. He asked her a simple question. Are you okay? Are you ready for this year? What do you want out of this year? They grabbed a book, what Melissa calls their guide to the world, and Roland told her, whatever you're feeling, whatever you want to accomplish and achieve, put it in this book, and then one day we're going to be able to go back and look at it and see how far we have come. Fast forward to Tokyo, and Melissa reflected on that moment, saying, "And now I'm sitting here today as a 3-time world champion." She's from Georgetown, South Carolina, a quiet coastal town with a population just over 8,400. Born on February 21, 2001, Melissa is the youngest of 6 children, raised by 2 preachers, Johanna and Melvin. At Carvers Bay High School, she played tenor saxophone in the marching band while winning state titles in the 100 meters, 200 meters, and 4x100 relay.
But no questions asked. It is all Jefferson to the finish.
Her rise through the ranks was steady but impressive. In 2022, she won the NCAA indoor 60-meter title and claimed her first national title in the 100 meters, earning gold in the 4x100 relay at the World Championships in Eugene. Then came 2023 with another relay gold in Budapest, followed by the Paris Olympics in 2024, bronze in the 100 meters, and gold in the 4x100 relay. But 2025? That's when everything changed. At the Grand Slam track meet in Philadelphia on June 1st, Melissa ran a personal best of 10.73 seconds in the 100 meters, moving her into the all-time top 10 list. She also beat Olympic champion Gabby Thomas in the 200 meters, a statement performance that showed the world she was ready for something special. When Melissa arrived in Tokyo for the World Championships, she entered the 100-meter final as the favorite. She stormed past double Olympic champion Elaine Thompson-Herah to claim gold in 10.61 seconds, a championship record, a personal best, and the fastest time of the year. That run made her the 4th fastest women's sprinter in history. But here's where it gets really interesting. At the beginning of 2025, Melissa told her coaches she wanted to take the 200 meters more seriously. She recalled, "They both kind of looked at each other like, 'Did y'all hear what she just said? Is she serious?' Her confidence grew step by step. It went from, 'I think I can make the team' to, 'I think I can win U.S. trials.' And it went from, 'I think I can win U.S. trials' to, 'I think I can medal at the World Champs,' and then, 'I think I can win the whole thing.'" In the 200-meter heats on September 17th, Melissa barely broke a sweat, cruising through in 22.24 seconds, the second fastest time of the evening. Defending champion Sha'Carri Jackson from Jamaica followed in 22.33, while U.S. teammate Anavia Battle topped qualifying with 22.07. Notably absent were Paris 2024 gold medalist Gabby Thomas, who withdrew with an Achilles injury, and Olympic 100-meter champion Julian Alfred, who pulled out after straining her hamstring. The 200-meter final on September 19th was billed as a showdown between Melissa and Sha'Carri Jackson, who was trying to win her 3rd world 200-meter title, matching Allyson Felix. On the start line, Amy Hunt from Great Britain waved and smiled at the cameras, while Jackson and Jefferson-Wooden were steely-faced, locked in. By the 120-meter mark, it was over. Melissa surged ahead, and no one could touch her. She crossed the line in 21.68 seconds, a world lead, another personal best, and a winning margin of almost half a second, a gap only previously surpassed by Allyson Felix back in 2007. That time moved her ahead of Felix on the world all-time list into 8th place. Behind her, Amy Hunt shocked everyone by taking silver in 22.12, narrowly beating Sha'Carri Jackson to the line. For Hunt, who had struggled after turning senior, it was a breakthrough moment. "I didn't know what to do, cry or smile. As soon as I saw my mom, I just burst into tears," she said afterward. Melissa became the first American woman to complete the 100-meter, 200-meter double at a single World Championships, and only the 4th woman in history to achieve it. The last to do so was Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price in 2013. Reflecting on the achievement, Melissa said, "Being the first American to win the women's 200 meters at a World Championship since Allyson Felix means a lot. I looked up to her so much growing up." She added, "In my first professional year, I didn't make the team, but that didn't stop me. I came back stronger and made an Olympic team, and now I am here. It's just a testament to my journey and how much faith I have, not only in myself, but the people around me." On the final day of the championships, Melissa anchored the U.S. 4x100-meter relay team to gold, completing her triple crown. Standing on the track with 3 gold medals, she was joined by her family, including her parents, Johanna and Melvin. To have my family waiting at the finish line, that meant the world to me, Melissa said. They sacrificed so much for me, and I feel like it's only right that I go out there and perform and be the best Melissa that I can be, so I can make them proud. Her father's presence carried profound meaning. In 2018, when Melissa was just 17, her father Melvin was diagnosed with myelodysplastic syndrome, a blood disorder that can lead to leukemia. With no donor match available, Melissa stepped up and donated her bone marrow. The process was painful and emotionally draining, but she never hesitated. She kept it private, didn't even tell her coach, and quietly pushed through the recovery. Melvin later said, "I felt blessed because I was there to witness it. In 2018, I had a bone marrow transplant and she was my donor. That allowed me to be alive to witness the whole thing." For Melissa, the sacrifice wasn't about recognition. If I have an opportunity to help someone, do it. That's what life is about, she explained. If you're in positions where you can help someone along the way, that means much more to me than anything that I decide to do on the track. Looking back on everything, Melissa said, "When I think of little me, like how would she feel? I think she would be over the moon. She would have no regrets, no doubts, no nothing."
He's done it again! A year later, rewriting the world record again!
Few athletes in history have changed a sport the way Usain Bolt did. The Jamaican sprinter didn't just win races, he redefined what the world thought was humanly possible. Years after hanging up his spikes, his name still stands as the ultimate benchmark of speed, power, and charisma. Usain Bolt, born on August 21, 1986 in Trelawney, Jamaica, is more than an athlete. He's a global icon whose name redefines speed itself. He isn't just a record holder or a gold medalist. He stands as the greatest sprinter the world has ever seen. For more than a decade, Bolt's breathtaking dominance didn't just shatter records, it reshaped what people believed the human body could achieve.
Spearman finishing fast, Bolt fins, Bolt wins, and Bolt has smashed his own world record, just as he did in Beijing.
What Bolt did on the track has never been done before, and quite possibly will never be done again. He holds the world records in the 100 meters at 9.58 seconds and the 200 meters at 19.19 seconds, both set in 2009, a year that cemented his status as the fastest man in history. No one has come within 0.12 seconds of either record since his retirement in 2017. "When I was competing, I was working to break the benchmark," Bolt reflected during the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo. "Now that I've retired, it's a great feeling to know that I'm the benchmark. If you want to be the best, you want to be a legend. I wanted to set high standards, and I did. That benchmark is astonishing. 8 Olympic gold medals, 11 World Championship titles, and 3 world records that continue to stand. His dominance spanned 3 Olympic Games, winning gold in the 100 meters and 200 meters at Beijing 2008, London 2012, and Rio 2016. His electrifying performances and charismatic celebrations turned him into a global icon. But Bolt wasn't just fast. He brought fun back to the sport. His signature lightning bolt pose, infectious grin, and showmanship made him a fan favorite around the world. He didn't just win, he entertained. It's the personality," Bolt said. "A lot of people, they try to be fun, but it comes off different. It's just having a good time. I try to engage with fans, and that's why they gravitated to it." Bolt's talent was evident early. At just 15, he won the 200 meters at the 2002 World Junior Championships, becoming the youngest ever male World Junior champion. By 17, he had already broken the 20-second barrier in the 200 meters. Despite early setbacks, including a hamstring injury at the 2004 Olympics, Bolt persevered. His breakthrough came in 2008. That year, Bolt stunned the world at the Beijing Olympics, winning the 100 meters in 9.69 seconds, the 200 meters in 19.30 seconds, and leading Jamaica to a 4 by 100-meter relay gold in 37.10 seconds. All three performances set world records at the time. A year later, at the 2009 World Championships in Berlin, Bolt obliterated his own records. He ran the 100 meters in 9.58 seconds and the 200 meters in 19.19 seconds. These times remain untouched. Asked why, Bolt quipped, "Do you really want the answer? We're just more talented. You can't run faster just with brand new spikes.